very good morning to everybody. On a rainy day in Delhi, thanks for making it through the crowd, through the traffic and all the chaos that the rain brings with it. But of course, the relief, right? So it's great to be here. What I'm going to do over the next 15, 20 minutes is to basically give you a sneak peek into how Adobe has been on this generative AI journey, and what can you expect from us? How are we seeing some of our customers actually deploy and adopt generative AI as we speak? And where do we think that the future holds, and what are the things that you can expect from generative technologies from Adobe's fold, right? I much would have been said about digital transformation, and I think the fact is that digital is clearly transforming economies, right? And that's a reality that all of us in our lifetime would have seen such a massive impact, right? And today, if you look at something as ubiquitous today as a smartphone, if you thought about it 15 years back, it was absolutely next to impossible to imagine that there would be so many people who would be working off a smartphone, right? I was talking to somebody the other day, and they said, they got a BlackBerry phone, in about 15 years back, and at that time, the novelty of that you can get an email on your phone was just dramatic, right? Today, a lot of that is par for the course. It's actually a given. Today, we're not surprised when we see a cab driver sitting in the cab and watching videos on his phone. And that's really been the power of what digital has done for people, right? Look at payments. I think payments has been transformational, and what the whole digital transformation's done there has just been dramatic. Today, the number of people who don't carry a wallet because they have the phone and UPI on it has just been incredible. And that is a reality that we've all experienced. And what that has been doing really is that it's really charging this whole economic revolution for the country, right? And actually globally. And in India, the beauty has been the Wang trifecta. For those of you familiar with it, the fact that we've got identity sorted, we've got cheap data, and we've got a great payment infrastructure. All of those three things have come together to actually land a massive impact on our economy because of digital transformation, right? And I think the best is yet to come, but already I think we've made stellar progress in that area, right? Today, if I look at it, as per a McKinsey study, they said $154 billion was to be added by 2024. This was a 2018 study. And I think that's been far exceeded purely from an impact that digital has had on the economy, right? If you look at government's digital push, right, the estimate was that 20% of digital India aims to elevate the digital economy's contribution to the GDP, right? I think again, that number might still be conservative. I think that's going to be a much, much larger impact. And if you look at the amount of stuff that's happening on the digital front across various industries, right? Whether it's agriculture, whether it's manufacturing, whether it's tech, right? You're seeing digital becoming almost the norm rather than something that's an add-on, right? And so a lot of businesses are today saying that 62% enterprises are saying that they expect more than 50% of their revenue to come via digital, right? So that's massive, right? So I don't think I need to re-emphasize the impact of what all of these digital technologies are having on the transformation, right? And the beauty is that the new kid on the block is generative AI, and everybody seems to be talking about it. And the big question is it a shiny new toy, or is it actually going to make an impact to your business, right? And that's the thing that we all are trying to figure out, whether how much of this is hype and how much of this is reality, and whether it's going to affect your and my life, right? But the more we have seen generative AI, we're seeing that this is actually a fact, and this is actually impacting your ability to do your business that much easier, better, faster, cheaper now, right? And I think those five things, like the previous speaker was mentioning, kitna hai aur kitna jaldi aayega, right? I mean, so that's truly what generative AI seems to be delivering, and that has a potential to add $17 billion to the India market size by 2017, right? So, sorry, 2027. So there is here and now, and there are benefits, and our belief is that this is continuously going to keep evolving as more and more use cases come to life for generative AI. So let me take a step back and try and give you a framework to think about when you're looking at adopting a generative technology or a generative framework. What are the things that you should look at, right? So the way we see it is that it's built on 4 core pillars, right? One is that you need to ensure that whatever technology you choose to build your generative capabilities on is future ready and is business grade, right? Because whatever you choose to make a decision on is something which will be powered by a lot of data at the back end, right? And that data at the back end needs to be trained in such a way, shape, and form that it's going to start making sense to your business, right? And in the tech world, we call it LLMs. But end of the day, the fact is that it's trained off of a lot of data that you feed into that LLM, such that it's going to give you and your business things that are useful for your business, right? So that's point number one, that whatever you choose, you've got to ensure that it's future ready and it's a business grade solution. The second thing that continuously has to be front and center with generative technology is the security of it, right? Because if you don't have things that are enterprise grade and secure, then generative AI has this ability to hallucinate, right? And that is another reality that we've experienced after the initial hype of OpenAI, where people started realizing that a lot of the information that you were getting through prompts was probably not verified, was not there was not enough context on it, but people were taking it as the truth and running with it, right? And that starts to pose challenges, not just at a business level, but at a legal liability level also, right? So you've got to ensure that continues to happen. The third piece, what we believe, which I think has always been the promise of technology, right, is the ability to deliver hyper-personalization, right? If you talk to any marketer, the holy grail has always been, can I do mass marketing to you, right? The idea is, can I do this at scale, but can I still make it very, very centric to you, right? And how do you do that? And that continues to be a big challenge that everybody continues to worry about and work towards. How do you make that happen, right? And the last, of course, which is the frontier that I think over the years, and if I look at my journey over the last 20 plus years, collaboration and productivity has been something that's been critical to tech adoption and what it's made possible, right? So if you look at the COVID era, the 3 years, all of us continued to work, especially in the tech industry, without any downtime, and it was only because of the power of all of these tools and technologies to be able to give you that collaboration, right? And that's a frontier that you need to start seeing come to life, not just in being able to meet with people, but the next steps of how you're going to go about doing it, right? And I'll tell you what I mean. We continue to see a lot of people, a lot of teams in, say, who are creating an advertisement, right? So there's somebody who shoots the ad in a remote place, right? That ad needs to be then transferred to a central place where somebody edits it, and then somebody creates the final artwork around it and then starts to publish it, right? Is there a better way that you can collaborate on it? Can you make it more productive? Can you make it more seamless? That continues to be a big, big frontier for everybody to keep pushing, right? We've been doing this continuously. We've been building our AI model for over a decade now, right? And we've now started integrating it natively across all our platform products, right? So whether it's in our Experience Cloud products, which is basically our MarTech stack, if you look at what we've done with Firefly, right, and I'm sure a lot of you would have heard about Firefly, it is our generative AI version for image generation, right? And you know, the first version of that was, can I do this via a prompt? But what we started realizing was that, you know, with creative folks, they also want to use not just prompts, but they also want to use images to generate further images, right? And so then what we did was we came up with this innovation called Style Kit, right, to take away the pressure on getting the prompt right, because there was a lot of buzz around, you know, is there going to be a need for prompt engineers, right? And what the Style Kit does today is that it can help you put an image that you want, or a sketch that you may do, right? Put that into Firefly, and Firefly will use that as a reference image to give you multiple renditions off of it, right? So that's something that's a frontier that we continue to keep crossing, and we create new realities and new possibilities there, right? And today what we've also done is with Acrobat, we've come up with what we call as the Acrobat AI Assistant, which gives you the ability to parse through multiple PDF documents rather quickly and give you a very, very quick summary off of it. And then you can ask questions. But the beauty is that all of it will be from a set of documents that you have chosen for it to read from, right? What this does is it ensures that all the information can be contextualized, you know, and you always are clear that none of this information is hallucination, right? So that's available today, and it's here and now. And the reason why we are a little, you know, we're very careful about how we are treading down this path, because with AI, what we're realizing is that if we just keep going at this, you know, randomly, we will end up creating tools which might not have enough guardrails for us to have a protected business environment, both from a legality standpoint and from a use case standpoint. So what Adobe has done is that we've built our entire AI ethics framework around three things. We call it the ART framework, which is accountability, responsibility, and transparency, right? And I'll take a specific thing here and highlight for all of you is what we call as the Content Authenticity Initiative, right? So this, in 2019, we started this forum called Content Authenticity, and those of you who'd be interested can go on to content-authenticity.org. It's a industry body where what we're trying to do is we're trying to make content credentialing a reality. The idea is that today, you know, if you are a creative and you have taken a picture, right, or you have generated something, you want to ensure that there is credentials which ensures that people who use generative technology on top of that still continue to give you the credit for the original outcome of the first version of that window, right? And that content credentialing today is something that can be used across multiple different use cases, right? So think of land records, if you may, right? Is there an opportunity for us to do content credentialing there? The answer is absolutely yes. You want to take this into multiple different realms to actually see what's the way that the government or different businesses can use this to have, you know, your documents or your set of information that you've got verified and always be real, right? So this is something that Adobe is very, very mindful of, and we've ensured that we continue to use our AI ethics review board and every new innovation that we do. Because I think the innovation pace has just picked up dramatically, right? It has to pass muster of the review board, and only then do we release it in the market. We'd come up with something that was dramatically impactful from a voice standpoint, right? And it could mimic voice, and it could create versions of voice and from different people, right? The ethics board was not able to get answers on how this would pass muster on the Content Authenticity Initiative, and therefore that was not released in the market, right? So we follow this very, very seriously, and we ensure that everything that we do is built around it, right? What we are what we are really focused on doing is to ensure that Adobe is for business and it's available for every business in digital India, right? And what we've done is that we've built all our products and our technologies to ensure that we are able to touch all sorts of businesses, right? And it needn't be that you're in tech to be able to leverage off of it. We're talking to a lot of BFSI customers, for example, who've done some great work in terms of being able to identify customer cohorts, right? And what they need is that they wanted to be able to have messaging specific to each of the cohort that had imagery that was different and that had text that was different, right? And so we're working with them to actually be able to deliver that, which used to take them about 3 months to get it out of the door because there were multiple versions of it, now is possible within a week, right? So that your time to market starts to shrink, right? Whether you're a contact center, you want to enable your agents or your chatbots to be able to deliver better responses, we give you the ability to build the LLM such that you're able to get much better responses and you're able to serve your customers that much better and quicker, right? So that continues to be the focus area. And let me just take a moment and just try and see if we can wrap this up. So we've got a set of apps, right? But that's the tip of the arrow that you really see. But all of these apps are really powered by some foundational models. One which we call as the visual Gen AI model, which is basically built on our Adobe Stock platform, right? Adobe Stock, for those of you who are not aware, is the largest stock library in the world. We've got 350 million plus licensed assets, which we use to train our model for being able to come up with Firefly, right? The idea there is that everything that we do is accountable, and we will underwrite any image that's built off of Firefly, right? Because all our Firefly engine's been trained on a model that's completely owned or licensed by Adobe, right? And the second is the whole large language model piece, where we are helping people build large language models using our API stack, both across Firefly and on Document Cloud, right? And all of this, the underlying, the baseline is the proprietary data and the models that Adobe's built such that we're able to deliver the outcome, right? So with that, I bring this to a close, but we are very, very excited about the possibilities that generative AI brings to the table. We'd be more than happy to talk to you, your IT heads, or understand your vision a little better, such that we're able to help you bring that to life, right? So we're around, look forward to speak with you, and thank you once again for the opportunity.